A wave of new travel changes have come into force ahead of the half-term holidays in popular destinations including Spain, Greece, France and Morocco, from the end of travel bans to new PCR test changes. There's an increasing number of countries scrapping COVID test rules for vaccinated travelers, while a new EU rule has seen the likes of Spain and France tightening up the definition of what they consider as fully vaccinated. Under the new definition, you'll need to have been double jabbed in the last 270 days before travel, otherwise you'll need a booster jab in order to be considered as fully vaccinated. Meanwhile, the UK's travel rules are changing this week. The UK government revealed that from 4 a.m. on Friday 11, fully vaccinated arrivals in the UK will no longer be required to take PCR tests, meaning all you'll need to do is fill out a pre-departure form. As for those who are unvaccinated or partially vaccinated, the current requirement to self-isolate for 10 days will be scrapped, as will day 8 COVID tests. This means that unvaccinated arrivals will need to just take 2 tests, one pre-departure, one post-arrival. To give you a helping hand, we've rounded up all the latest travel changes at the biggest holiday hotspots below. Fully vaccinated Brits can visit Spain for holidays. This applies to anyone aged 12 or over, which means unvaccinated children aged 12 to 17 won't be able to visit under the new rules. The country also has new booster jab requirements, which mean that if you completed your vaccination course over 9 months ago, you'll need a booster jab to be considered fully vaccinated. All UK travelers will also need to fill out a pre-travel form and obtain a QR code to show at border control. The rules also apply for Brits heading to the Canary Islands and the Balearics. Unvaccinated or partially vaccinated travelers aged 12 or over will need to have a negative COVID test to visit Portugal. This can be either a PCR test taken within 72 hours of departure, or a lateral flow test taken within 24 hours of departure. Fully vaccinated travelers are exempt from COVID test requirements. All travelers also need to complete a pre-departure passenger locator form online. If you completed your vaccination course over 9 months ago, you'll need a booster jab to be considered fully vaccinated. Greece is open to both vaccinated and unvaccinated Brits. Anyone over the age of 12 will need to fill out a pre-departure passenger locator form. If you're unvaccinated or partially vaccinated, you will need to show proof of a negative COVID test result. PCR tests can be taken within 72 hours of arrival, or antigen tests within 48 hours of arrival. Fully vaccinated travelers will be exempt from COVID test requirements. Only fully vaccinated Brits can visit for holidays without needing to quarantine, but you will need a negative COVID test result taken within 48 hours before departure. It's worth noting the country is set to ditch COVID test rules within days. Unvaccinated travelers need an essential reason to visit. There are also new booster jab requirements if you were vaccinated over 270 days ago. All passengers will also need to sign a sworn statement confirming they are not showing symptoms of coronavirus, nor have they been in contact with a confirmed case within 14 days before travel to France. Morocco has lifted a travel ban on UK travelers. You'll need to show proof of full COVID vaccination, aka your course being completed at least 2 weeks before travel, as well as proof of a negative PCR test result from within 48 hours before boarding. Children under the age of 6 are exempt from the pre-travel PCR test requirement, and children under the age of 18 are exempt from the requirement to present a vaccine pass. All passengers will also need to sign a passenger health form before arrival in Morocco. This needs to be printed and signed before you travel. There is also lateral flow testing on arrival, as well as random PCR testing.